over the Penny Lab procedure. You need your storyboard, okay? Make sure you bring that with your lab. You need your 3 pennies at least. Okay, you're gonna need hot plate, your beaker with sodium hydroxide and zinc, a watch glass, and crucible tongs, which look like things that can pick up something, and beaker tongs, which can transport a beaker. So step number 1, it says add your 3 pennies into the beaker of zinc metal and sodium hydroxide. So we're going to put them in there. And we want to make sure that they are not overlapping. Okay, so if you have a lab partner, you may have up to 6 pennies in here, which may fit. And while you're doing this, you don't want to inhale the fumes. All right, step number 2, we are going to place this onto the hot plate. You can use the beaker tongs, or you can use the oven mitt provided, okay? I'm going to use both, just so I don't drop it. Step number 3, we are going to use the crucible tongs, and we're going to take the watch glass and place it on top. Okay, you want to set your hot plate to medium, which you should see the dial just right in the middle there. And we're going to let it heat up for a little while, okay, until you see a color change. If you see any boiling, like right now there's a couple bubbles, we want to turn it down. We don't want our liquid to boil.
Because as it boils more and more, there could be some sodium hydroxide fumes, and we don't want you to get sick, so just to be careful with those fumes.
Right, and while it's heating, you don't have to stand right over it. You can stand back, you can watch it. You don't want to breathe. You don't want to breathe in the fumes. I'm going to stand back and watch as my pennies turn color, okay? So I'm going to turn my page over. I am on step number 6 because I can see that my pennies, they're not copper anymore. It's a miracle, isn't it, Mr. Scott?
It is. I feel like we're old chemists performing alchemy.
Yes, and alchemy.
Wait, you need the second half. I just want to show you what not to do. You don't pick it up with your fingers. So for that reason, she now has the beaker tongs,
or while you're using
crucible
the crucible tongs, just make sure that you actually put it down on the desk and not fling it across the lab table.
Sure.
We'll just do that. All right, so alchemy was the study that you could change one substance into another. That one still needs a little bit more cooking. Aha.
So
all right.
See how that one.
Look at this guy. What once was copper, it now looks like silver.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So what I do right now is I'm going to cool it off. Also rinse off my crucible tongs in the water. And you can do this for each one of your pennies once they've changed to that lovely silver color. All right, and then it says we should dry our penny with a paper towel before proceeding to the next step.
That's my beautiful hairy arm coming into the camera here. Just pulling some paper towel.
And you know, even
now at that point, since it is clean, if you wanted to, this is just water in here. If you wanted to, you could take your fingers and go get it if you want.
Right, because it does take a little while to grab it with the crucible tongs.
And you can see how that one side is beautifully got that silver looking coating. You can see Abe Lincoln, he's got a little copper on him. If you wanted to, you could put him back in on the other side and get him, you know, to get that beautiful gray color on the other side as well.
And what I'm doing here is I'm just getting off any extra zinc metal. I'm just cleaning them off and getting them ready for the Bunsen burner station.
Okay, so there you got a good look at him. Take however long you want to get him completely gray.
Yeah.
Okay.
We might
All
have a
right,
better
so we're
guy
going
here.
over to the gray to the Bunsen burner station. And when you go over to the Bunsen burner station, just make sure with your hot plate that you turn it down, okay? Because if you got that thing roaring on a boil and nobody's there to attend to it, Now, if you got some other partners on the other side working with their pennies, that's fine. But you just don't want the fumes going into the room. Everybody's out there yakking up a storm, okay? So now, whoa, she has two beautiful pennies
We got
here.
two guys, two Abes.
All right, now, as alchemists, we're gonna try to take those silver pennies and turn them into
gold.
Gold.
Because who doesn't want to be rich? I mean, I didn't win the Powerball. I don't know if you won the Powerball.
I did
You
not.
don't live in Massachusetts, but hey, maybe we could make our own gold.
All right,
Wouldn't
let's
that
do
be
it.
awesome? All right, ladies and gentlemen, safety first. If you have long hair, make sure it is pulled back. Okay. Next, we're gonna make sure that the gas is on before we start this. It's a little important. Your teacher turns the gas on.
Long hair and sleeves. Don't forget sleeves. If you got long sleeves, pull those back.
Pull them back. All right.
All right, I'm gonna cruise around the other side of the table. If you got motion sickness, close your eyes there.
All right, Bunsen burner safety. Okay, so we got our pennies. We're gonna turn. I'm gonna move this so you can see what I'm doing.
All right.
Okay. We're gonna turn the gas on, and on means it is pointing directly toward the line. Okay. Then we're gonna take our striker.
Notice how she went down to hear it.
I just wanted to make sure I could hear that it was on before I started.
If you don't hear it, that little needle at the bottom might be closed. The last people might have left it closed. So she's opening it now. We can hear it a little bit
I
better.
can hear it. It kind of goes like
like a snake. And if it still doesn't go, then you just open that needle some more. But she got it perfectly set there.
And we want it to be have a nice double cone with the blue. Okay. If it's too orange,
it's too orange.
you want to adjust this part.
So that's the barrel, and that lets in oxygen.
Yeah.
Okay. And if it's completely closed, it's just burning the natural gas, and it will be that yellow flame. And it's too cold for our process to turn it into gold.
All right, here we go. So you're going to take your crucible tongs. You're just going to put them in there. You might want to do a little flip.
Notice how she's just doing it like as if it was a marshmallow on a s'mores. She doesn't want to.
Oh,
beautiful. Look at that.
You see him? He's changed. Now I'm going to drop him in here. You hear that little the sizzle?
And take those tip of the tongs too and put those in just in case, because sometimes you'll try to put the next penny in those tongs, and that's how I burned my hand.
With sodium hydroxide? Or it was hot?
It was just hot.
It was
yeah,
hot,
yeah.
yes. All right, so let's do the other guy. Nice s'mores style. We don't want him to get melted.
Really heated.
All right.
Beautiful.
Does it look gold, Mr. Scott?
Yeah.
He looks great. All right, let's put him in there.
Tip of the tongs. There you go.
All right, so what we got here.
And at this point too, yeah, you can put your hands in there,
I'm just going at it because look at that.
That is cool.
That is cool. That
Try
is
not to burn your iPad here.
that is a gold penny. And
Yeah,
this
1975.
one, it doesn't look quite as gold.
2005.
This could have been my the Abe that didn't get quite as silvered.
Yeah. So pretty cool process. And then we're going to talk about it in class. Talk about, how would we tell if it's gold? How would we tell if it's silver? And what other processes can we do to turn it back from gold to silver or back to our original copper?
Right. All right.
So
Thanks.
this is Mrs. Thor Sizzle.
And that's Mr. Scott.
I would turn it around, but I don't want to make you nauseous. All right, we'll see you next time.